One creature on this list is not technically an animal by any clean biological definition. Science confirmed that in 2022. The ocean floor sits in permanent darkness, under pressure that would crush a car engine flat. Down there, biology stopped following the rules. 7 abilities, 7 creatures. Each one documented, named, and still not fully explained. Number 7. The hagfish, Myxine glutinosa. No jaw, no true vertebrae, no eyes that function in any meaningful way. What it has instead is a defense mechanism that Douglas Fudge at Chapman University spent years trying to understand and still called extraordinary in print. In 2005, Fudge and colleagues published in Bioinspiration and Biomimetics exactly what happens when a hagfish is threatened. A single animal can produce enough slime in a fraction of a second to turn a bucket of water into a gelatinous mass. His words, not a paraphrase. The slime is not mucus. It contains protein threads, each one 10 times stronger than nylon, that expand on contact with seawater and form a 3-dimensional net. A predator bites, its gills clog. It retreats or suffocates. The hagfish, unharmed, eats the carcass. Number 6. The barrel-eye fish, Macropinna microstoma. Bruce Robertson at Mbari documented it in 2008, published in Copaea, and the detail that stopped other researchers cold was simple. The fish's eyes are inside its skull, rotating. Inside a transparent, fluid-filled dome covering the entire top of its head. The dome had been destroyed in every previous specimen during retrieval. For decades, scientists didn't know it existed. The eyes were documented pointing upward, tracking silhouettes from above, then rotating forward when the fish fed. One animal, 2 fields of vision. 0 explanation for how it coordinates the switch. Both abilities are real, both are sourced. Neither is the most disturbing entry on this list. In 2001, a NOAA ROV operating at depth captured footage that was flagged internally before any public release. The expedition log exists. The flagged paragraph is still circled in red. That footage is number 5. What the operator recorded that day is why this list exists at all. Number 5. And it will make you question what a brain is actually for. Off the coast of Sulawesi, Indonesia, in 1998, a marine biologist named Mark Norman watched a small octopus do something that had no name yet. It flattened its body, pulled its arms into pairs, drifted across the sea floor like a flounder. Seconds later, it rearranged itself into the silhouette of a lionfish, spines fanned, arms splayed in perfect mimicry, then a banded sea snake, 3 different toxic species, 1 animal. No rehearsal. Norman named it Thermoctopus mimicus, the mimic octopus. Here is the part that broke the explanation. Biologists assumed the behavior was hardwired, instinct, like a reflex. But Mimicus selects which species to impersonate based on the specific predator approaching. It reads the threat. It chooses the costume. That is not reflex, that is decision-making. In an animal with no centralized brain, only a diffuse nerve cluster and 8 semi-independent arms. Nobody has mapped how it does this. Nobody. Number 4. Odontodactylus ciliarus, the peacock mantis shrimp, the length of a cigar. Capable of a strike force of 1,500 newtons, documented in the Journal of Experimental Biology in 2004. That strike moves at 23 meters per second, fast enough to crack aquarium glass. Researchers wore safety equipment during testing. But the strike is not the strangest part. The mantis shrimp has 16 separate color receptor channels. Humans have 3. A researcher's handwritten note in that same 2004 study read, "We still don't know why 16. Neither does anyone else." Number 3. The barrel-eye fish, Macropinna microstoma, had been collected since the 1800s. Scientists assumed its tubular eyes were fixed, pointed forward, immobile. 50 years of published anatomy said so. Then, in 2009, an Mbari ROV held one alive at 600 meters. The eyes rotated inside a transparent, fluid-filled dome covering the entire skull, rotated. The dome had always collapsed during retrieval. Every preserved specimen had destroyed its own most critical feature. As Robertson and Reisenbichler documented in Copaea, the eyes rotated within the fluid-filled shield. This had not been previously documented or predicted. 50 years of anatomy wrong. The ability ranked number 2 involves an organism that reproduces, hunts, and navigates without a single neuron. Number 2 on this list is 50 meters long, longer than a blue whale, longer than a commercial aircraft, and it has no brain. Praia dubia, a siphonophore. In 2005, Mbari researchers, including Steve Haddock, filmed one in open water at 700 meters depth off the California coast. The ROV camera panned along its body, then kept panning, It did not end. Here is what makes it impossible. Praia dubia is not one animal. It is a colony of individual organisms called zooids, each one genetically identical, each one performing a single function: propulsion, feeding, reproduction. Each one incapable of surviving alone. Separated, they die in minutes. Together, they hunt, cooperatively, without a brain between them. No central nervous system coordinates the colony. No single zooid gives instructions. A colonial electrical signal, propagated through shared tissue, triggers synchronized behavior across 50 meters of living body. Haddock described it as a distributed nervous system, unlike anything else recorded in ocean science. That brings us to number 1. The Portuguese man-o-war, Physalia physalis, looks like a jellyfish. It is not a jellyfish. It is not even a single animal. It is the same architecture as Praia dubia, a colony of zooids, leaderless, brainless, coordinated by a mechanism science has not explained. In 2022, a team led by Stefan Siebert and Casey Dunn published findings in Science confirming that the man-o-war colony coordinates predation, reproduction, and movement with no command structure. The paper stated directly the mechanism by which the colony coordinates predatory behavior in the absence of any nervous system remains unresolved. The researchers confirmed what it does. They could not tell you how it decides to do it, or whether decides is even the right word. That was the promise from the beginning of this video. One entry would force you to reconsider what the word animal means. The answer came from a peer-reviewed paper whose authors said it raised more questions than it answered. The man-o-war is, by every biological definition, simultaneously one organism and many. Neither answer is fully correct. That index card in the archive had it right. Both answers are wrong. Subscribe. A new breakdown like this every day.